And let me ask you this. Speaking of that, I ain't trying to throw you under the bus and nothing like that, but I do want to know. What was that shit? Why you do that shit to Marlon, man?
Okay, so the Marlon thing.
That was some bullshit. Why would you, Marlon Wayans, dog?
Yeah, man.
You probably was thinking like Marlon. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking, but it's Marlon Wayans.
I've talked about this before, but I'll address it since you asked me.
Okay.
You know, and
right.
We're friends. I respect you.
Yes.
Look, at the end of the day, I was being an asshole.
Great.
I was being an asshole, and I apologized both publicly to Marlon, and I texted him and privately apologized to him as well.
He hit you back?
No. That's okay. You know what I mean? People, if I apologize to someone, I'm not expecting a reaction. You know, it's something that I felt I had to do. The situation was we had reached out to Marlon to do an interview, and, you know, he had us work with one of his people, and the person who came back said that Marlon wanted $40,000 plus 30% of all my future revenue to do an hour interview. And I was like, listen, I'd rather just you say that you don't fuck with me. Rather than give me a number which honestly made no sense.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I was upset about it. So I ended up kind of making that conversation public. And, you know, and then he responded and so forth. But at the end of the day, Marlon can charge whatever he wants to charge.
Right.
And I was just being an asshole, and I got into my feelings. And, you know, for people like yourself and Marlon and other comedians, interviews is what you guys just do on the side. It's not your real career.
Right.
Right? You guys do it in order to promote certain things. And, you know, you work with who you want to work for. Like, you don't charge me for interviews. You know what I'm saying? We do it because we respect each other.
Absolutely.
And you respect the platform.
Right.
And I feel, you know, like, you know, I have a platform I've built up, and I've had lots of very, you know, legendary comedians on my show. You know, but at the end of the day, this is all I do. And I've devoted, you know, a third of my life to this. So sometimes I get in my feelings.
Yeah, I get it.
When it comes to me not being able to do something I really want to do. And I really respect Marlon. And I think he is a legend. And I felt when he came back with that number, I took it overly personally.
Yeah.
And I overreacted.
Yeah.
And like I said, I publicly apologized.
That's
for
good,
it.
as long as you did that, man.
And I did that.
I mean, what
You know
else
what I'm
can
saying?
you do after that?
Yeah,
You
man,
know
listen,
what I mean?
I get in my feelings, and, you know, at the time, I was also going through some really serious personal shit at the time, so I'm sure that probably played a role in it. But, you know, man, we all mess up.
We all mess up.
We all mess up.
And
Marlon,
you admit it and
he
keep it
responded
moving.
the way he responded publicly, and, you know, he cracked some jokes on me, and I cracked some jokes on him. But ultimately, man, we're all human. We all get in our feelings. And I do respect Marlon, and he is a legend.
And that's dope. And I tell people all the time, man, your emotions to keep you broke than a motherfucker. They will keep you. I talk about it in my new hour that I'm doing. Your emotions will keep you broke than a motherfucker. And I tell people, I'll be like, dude, when you texting and typing, and you emotional, don't do it.
Yeah.
Because you go from a thought to texting or emailing, and now you have a tangible thing that shows how you really feel. You know what I mean? That this shit can be Xerox copied and everything now.
Yeah.
So
especially when it spills into social media, then other people chime in and so forth. Like I said, man, I got emotional.
Yeah.
You know,
but we all do it.
And I still stand behind what I did. You know, I mean, I still think that the number he gave me was excessive. You know what I'm saying? But that's his number, and he's allowed to ask for what he asked for. And yeah, man.
So
good. I was being an asshole.
Yeah,
that's it.
No.
That's it. I was being an asshole. I was being extra.
Yeah.
And, you know, if we run into each other, we can have a conversation about it in person. You know, I'm not going to duck him.
Keep it moving.
You know what I'm saying? We're going to keep it moving. At the end of the day, his career is going to progress the way he is. My career has progressed the way it is. No one got canceled. Everyone's still multimillionaires. Everyone lives in mansions. You know, it's two rich people fighting, arguing over money that, you know, it takes most working people a year to actually make.
Absolutely.
And it's a little bit
Champagne
silly.
problem.
And, you know, but he was actually a gentleman. We actually spoke about it before, and I was just an asshole. And it is what it is.
Kim it. Keep it moving.
That's what it is. And, hopefully that answers your question in a...
Thank you very much. When you said respecting and comedians, it just made me think to ask.
Exactly.
Okay, go ahead.
Exactly, man.
Let's go.
And look, and I feel, and this is not me talking, this is people like TK Kirkland and so forth that have said that being on Vlad TV over time has really helped and even transformed their careers.
Yeah.
Because we have a big platform. I've always embraced comedians. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Over and over and over again.
Yeah, absolutely.
People like Gary Spears, who are regular on my show, TK Kirkland, who's a regular on my show. I've had John Witherspoon on my show. You've been on my show a bunch of times.
Yeah. You got some legendary shit,
I've had
man.
legendary people.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? And, if you respect what we've done,
right,
then, you're welcome on my show.
There it is.
But unfortunately, when it comes to the world of YouTube, certain numbers don't always work.
Right.
And I think in his case, and the person that approached us, they were using numbers based on what he gets for like a live performance. And that doesn't always coincide with what YouTube will get you.
Right.
No one's coming in and paying a fee at the door.
Right.
They're not buying pizza and and chicken fingers. There's no 2-drink minimum. And there's no meet and greet. And there's no merch and so forth. So ultimately, someone who is not familiar with this game are going to skew their numbers based on what they are familiar with. It doesn't always coincide. So I think that there was a little bit of a disconnect in terms of that. But like I said, I was being an asshole. And
as long as you know that, and
I do know that.
You admit it,
and I admit it. I've admitted it publicly multiple times. I'm admitting it again.
I was at home with some chips, looking at that shit like, now, why the fuck would Vlad say shit like that? Can't wait to talk to that motherfucker.
It's all good, man. Life goes on, man.
Life goes on.
And the internet is on fire for a few days. And the next week,
it's all good.
No one gives a shit.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I've been through so many cancel cycles throughout my career. At the end of the day, life goes on. Shout out to Marlon, man. I'm a big fan, which is the reason why I reached out in the first place.
Yeah, man. I was just with the big homie, man.
Yeah.
Marlon.
Tell him I said what's up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shout out to Craig, Marlon, the whole crew.